The Sahara, the most unforgiving desert on Earth, stretches like a dry, rolling sea across 10 countries. Once, though, there were no borders. North Africa was all one place, known by one name: Libya. When the armies of ancient Rome entered its desert heartland, they found a place of mystery and terror. A land as unknown to them as contemporary Libya is to us. And that's why I'm here, to try and discover something of modern-day Libya, on a journey to the ends of the ancient Roman world, as I follow in the tracks of the Chariots. Libya is in North Africa. It's 90% desert, but it's also got the longest Mediterranean coastline of any country. And as I arrive in this little-known country by sea, just as the Romans did more than 2,000 years ago, I realise that this is to be a journey of contrasts and surprises. My name is David Adams, and as a photojournalist, I travel to some of the most isolated places on the planet. This journey takes me far from the Mediterranean and Libya's capital, Tripoli, into the heart of the Sahara and on to the Caucasus Mountains on the Algerian border. Ali, Jamal and Mohammed are Berbers, one of North Africa's original tribes, but their lifestyle is pure Mediterranean. They learned to catch octopus even before they started school, like their father before them and his father.
This is a particularly persistent octopus. The interesting thing about catching octopus here is it's the same way they've been doing it for thousands of years. So the Carthaginians and the Greeks and the Romans, everybody up to present day Berbers like these guys, have been doing it the same way because it's the best way to catch an octopus.
When the first Europeans arrived on these shores, they found a place of plenty. The seas rich with fish, the land fertile and warm. The perfect place to establish a foothold from which to explore the rest of Africa. The Greeks got here first, but it was the Romans who left the most indelible mark on the country. On the shores of the Mediterranean, they built a city to rival anything in Europe: Leptis Magna. It still stands today, the best preserved Roman city in the world.
Well, there's some absolutely remarkable pieces right through Leptis Magna, but not all of them have laid around for 1,500 or more years unused. These three were destined for the palaces of Europe, actually for Versailles.
Leptis remains undisturbed to this day. Wandering alone in these ruins, it's easy to imagine what life would have been like here in its heyday. Located at the end of the North African trans-Saharan trade routes, it quickly became rich, trading in slaves, ivory, gold, and wild animals. And like all of the Roman Empire's cities, it had its Circus Maximus, its Gladiators Arena. Indeed, this was the most famous amphitheatre in the whole empire outside of Rome's own Colosseum. Even 2,000 years after the slaughter and the hysteria, this is still a powerful place. Walking out here still evokes an unsettling feeling. Put a few stone blocks back in place, and Ridley Scott's Oscar-winning Gladiator could easily have been filmed here. But even more popular than the hand-to-hand fights of the gladiators were the chariot races.
Well, this is the Chariot Arena of Leptis. Now, if you remember the movie Ben-Hur, with 15 or 20 chariots hurtling around an arena, well, this was the African version. I mean, can you imagine what it would have been like? There would have been thousands of people up along these bleachers, and then down here the chariots would have roared round this circular path.
But the chariot provided more than just entertainment. It was a war machine. The vehicle in which the Romans headed south to conquer Africa. Next stop is Tripoli, where I'm to meet my Arabic translator. And another surprise, Libyans love horse racing. Horse racing is a time-honoured tradition in Libya. For all I know, these horses may be able to trace their bloodlines back to those that pulled the chariots.